Hello everyone out there from our speech class. I will be giving a speech today, basically introducing myself to the class and allowing everybody to know exactly who I am. Hello, my name is Taylor Gathman, and this is my speech 1. Basically, I was born in Hollywood, California, where a lot of people think of Hollywood, they think of stars and reality TV and stuff like that, but they really don't see the hard side and the struggles from North Hollywood. California was a very hard place to get, raised, and especially since I was a single mom raised. My father left at a very young age, so, I had to basically build myself up from that point with my mother, so it was very hard. As life began with me and my mom kept moving. We had a lot of problems keeping a place, and as time went on, I met my grandmother from my father's side, and we ended up having a very big bond together. So we ended up moving from California when I was about 5 or 6 to Vegas. Once we moved there, I began to live with my grandmother. My mother was going through a lot of hard times, in and out of jail. She had an accident, she got shot, and things like that. So while I was going through school, I started to grow up, and as things began to continue and play out, I started to get a very good bond with my grandmother. So while that began, my mother came back out, and I started to take my schooling a lot more serious, but I got into it with the wrong crowd. So once I began to get into it with the wrong crowd, I got in a lot of trouble, and a lot of things started to pile up on me. I didn't go to school. I started to smoke and drink. I started to become an adolescent. But once my mom met my stepdad, when I was about 12 or 13, we ended up moving to Alaska, and that was the biggest change for me. I went from seeing nothing but dry climate to harsh winters. But once that became my norm, basically, being in Alaska, it was really nice. I appreciated everything. And I had a new father figure that was in my life that started, we started hard. We really bumped heads a lot, a lot of arguing, because I thought I was the man of the house, and I never had a man in the house before my stepdad came. So there was a lot of fighting and a lot of struggles that we had to go past. But as time grew on, he started to become one of the most influential figures in my life, basically. He was in the Air Force for 17 years. And he showed me everything that I know to this day to basically my building blocks to become a man, if I shall say. So a lot of things started to precursor from when I was younger to where I am now. So moving to Alaska was basically one of the biggest turning points of my life and really made everything come together. Once I was in Alaska, I then chose to join the Air Force. I got a lot of guidance from my stepdad, and I seen the man that he was, and I wanted to become that. So I joined the Air Force, and from then on, I moved from Alaska to Texas. I did my basic, my tech school, and then right from there, I went straight to overseas, Lajesville, Portugal. And that was an adventure in itself. I learned a lot of things there from my Air Force career. I did a lot of great things, and from that point on, I knew that I could stand on my own. And from all my traits that I learned from everybody past, my grandmother, my mother, and my stepdad, I am the man that I am today. So I hope from this everybody understands exactly who I am and what I stand for. So I hope that everybody enjoys this speech, and just remember, it's not where you come from that defines us, it's the person. So just remember that. Thank you for listening.